one of the wonderful things of property management is I've been pretty blessed. You could take someone who's making $11 an hour and turn it into a six-figure job, and that changes lives. It's not just a job. It changes, people's generations maybe. My kids have a better life because of what property management afforded to me. So my focus now is to continue to open those doors.
Because some days I say, how did I get here? And other days I'm like, this is a lot. But when I hear other people say, oh, I don't see anyone that looks like you, or how did you get that far? Like, I never would have imagined, or I don't see this or whatever, then it brings it back to me that I represent a lot of people that want to be where I'm at, or didn't see their self in that role or that position, or didn't think it was as glamorous as it is, because property management is glamorous.
There's so much talent in our minorities at our site levels. There's so much in all communities, African American, Hispanic. We have so many qualified people that may not believe that they can do it. So if you're in a position of power or you're in a position of say, please realize that there could be somebody who works under you that doesn't believe that they can be you. One thing that, especially starting as a groundskeeper, that really helped me was people invested in me and saw that I was capable of doing more. I didn't, as a minority, and like you said, there wasn't a lot of people who looked like me who are that I thought came from the same circles or locations that I came from or hung out in the same places that I did. So I didn't believe that I was capable of doing that unless somebody told me.
Someone of color being in some of the locations or some of the places that I've been in, and these buildings that I've worked at, being so expensive and having the opportunity to be the face of the building is a big deal. It's a really big deal, and I am really coming to the realization that, I'm very fortunate. I've worked really hard. I didn't get anything handed to me. I have to consistently stay working harder to retain and maintain that, and that's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I like when I hear people say, it's nice to see you in this position. Every now and then when I'm sitting in my office and I'm by the window, people will walk by and be like, oh, hey! It's super funny because they don't expect to see me, or they don't expect to see all this hair. I didn't realize that, that I'm carrying for a lot of people, because it never even occurred to me. I'm just trying to make my way. I'm trying to make sure that I do a great job just by my company.
There's a lot of other groundskeepers out there who are capable of being a regional manager, I promise. We just have to be open to looking and have those opportunities there. I think the most important thing is continuing to invest in the younger generation, investing in our entry-level positions and making them know, hey, I promise you, you could be a regional manager if you want, you can be the vice president if you want. Here's the tools to get there, here's the resources, and taking people under their wing. I was very rough around the edges. I'm still kind of rough around the edges. And I think that it all stemmed from people being patient and pushing me and telling me that I could be more. And if we can convince people they can be more, then they'll believe it and then they'll go do the work.
It's like you can do whatever you want to do in property management. You don't have to just be leasing or an assistant or a manager, but there's so many components to property management that nobody thinks about. This client services, we have transitional teams. There's so much that you can do, so you don't, so I tell people, don't limit yourself on what you can do, just get your foot in the door and then let it just go and see what you really like. See if it speaks to you to be in a certain area or a certain style. Like I've done high rise, I've done what this is called mid-rise, I've done garden style. All those things are different levels to the business. And they all have different needs, different demographics, and different things to learn.
We don't want to just promote people because they're minorities. It's not the answer, right? And I don't believe that people are not promoting people because they're not minorities, right? So we all want the same goal. We all have the same, solutions. Just we don't know how to get there.
We move forward. We drive forward. Sky's the limit. We don't make caps on anything. We can do anything we want to do, and just doing it together. It's like there's just so many components to it, and there's so many people needed. There's so many great people out there that have a lot of potential and capacity that we can use.